Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to get started in just a moment. So go ahead and make sure you have all of your audio settings lined up, and we'll be starting in just a moment. Something else to keep in mind as you're listening to our webinar today is to jot down any questions that you might have and then throw them into the Q&A as our panelists will address those at the end. All right, so thank you, everybody. Welcome to Penn State Berks LionSide Chat Resources Roundtable. Come on in and welcome to our campus. We're so glad that you could join us today for our third and final installment of the Resources Roundtable. My name is Sonia Delaquato, and I'm one of 3 LionSide Chat moderators working alongside Dawn Pfeiffer Wrights and Dr. Ryan Hassler. Before we get started, we wanted to share that you should, again, feel free to submit questions throughout the program via the Q&A feature. We will not be utilizing the raise hand feature in today's session. However, once the presentation concludes, we will facilitate a discussion with our panelists. We'll also be recording today's session so you can revisit the topic or even share the experience with friends and family. So now I am excited to introduce Felicia Nelson, who will be facilitating our Resources Roundtable today. Felicia.
Thank you, Sonia. Hello, everyone. My name is Felicia Nelson. I'm the coordinator of student activities in the Office of Campus Life. And welcome to our last session. We did have 2 more sessions that you are able to access on the LionSide Chat website. But we are going to end strong and talk about the support services that we have for all of you at Penn State Berks. So I'm about to share my screen. Okay. So welcome. So we're going to have our panelists introduce themselves and talk a little bit about the department that they work for and the resources that they have offered pre-pandemic, but also during the pandemic, and how you be able to get in contact with all of them. So I will turn it over to Colleen.
Great. Hi. Thank you, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Colleen Tilger. I am the coordinator of counseling services here at Penn State Berks. I am also the full-time mental health counselor on campus. So I want to just talk to you a little bit about what services are available to all students that are here at Penn State Berks, whether you're full-time, part-time, traditional, non-traditional. Any student has access to completely free and completely confidential counseling services. So what that means is we provide individual counseling. We can also provide information and referrals to counseling services or other mental health care providers in the community. We offer psychiatric services that are remote for the time being. And also you can request if you would like us to come to a classroom or do a program in the residence halls on any kind of mental health topic. Or if you would like to talk to one of us like in a consultation type format, if you have somebody in your life, your friend, a family member that you might be concerned about, that you want to kind of run it by someone, please feel free to reach out. So the contact information I have here is my email address, which is on the screen, also my office number, and the link to our website. We have a lot more detailed information on the counseling services webpage, so please feel free to check that out. In addition to me being the full-time counselor, we also have a part-time counselor. Her name is Latasha Thomas. Both of our offices are in Perkins. I'm usually in Perkins 8. She is usually in Perkins 10. However, this semester, all of our services are continuing to be provided via phone or Zoom. In order to schedule an appointment, all you have to do is reach out to me via email or phone, say, hey, I'm interested in setting up a counseling appointment. Our first appointments, we usually will set up via phone, and then we kind of talk through, what your comfort level is, the ability to gain privacy. And then after the first session, you can decide if you want your counseling to be done either continually over the phone, or if you would rather do Zoom sessions. Some students prefer phone, some prefer Zoom. It works pretty well either way. We have appointments available every day of the week, Monday through Friday. we have later evening appointments available on Mondays. So we have appointments from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursdays from 8 to 4, and Fridays from 9 to 5. As far as the psychiatric services go, those are also available Monday through Friday. I believe they also might have some Saturday appointments available, and that is also with a remote provider. So if you are interested in a psychiatric consult, maybe wants to talk about some medications, those are also completely free. The platform we use is called Mantra Health, and we have two psychiatrists that we work with. And usually if I talk to a student who's interested in setting up a psychiatric consult, I can usually get them appointment within a week. Like, it's usually pretty quick. And it's very easy, and again, also free. Penn State will pay for the evaluation and several follow-up appointments with the psychiatrist. So the only thing that you may need to use insurance for, if you choose to, is to pay like a copay or whatever for medication if you choose that. In addition to the other thing, let me just plug real quickly, as far as presentations, we do our own presentations as well. Once a month, we do a Let's Chat presentation on a different mental health topic. We do topics like depression, anxiety, stress management, healthy relationships, body image. Latasha Thomas is going to be doing her next one this Monday. Usually it's on a Monday evening around 7 p.m. So keep your eye out for that. That's usually in the This Week at Berks. So I think that's about it for my little overview. Please feel free to ask whatever questions you may have in the Q&A. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Colleen. And next is Alexa Hodge.
Thank you, Felicia, and hello, everyone. My name is Alexa Hodge, and my title is Coordinator of Student Support Services. So as you can see here, that we connect students with a variety of resources to help their overall wellness and success while they're at Penn State. So I like to say that we're kind of a liaison office. If you don't know where to go, you don't know how to access a resource, you can always come to us and we can help you out to figure out how to get in contact with them. In addition to kind of providing this liaison service, so to speak, to our students, I also coordinate the Aspiring Scholars Program, as well as the PASS program, which is known as the Pathway to Success Summer Start Program. In addition to those services, I just wanted to also mention, I support the coordination of Starfish outreach. So you all as students may have gotten email from your professors about your progress in their courses through Starfish. And so when we have students that we're concerned about, faculty and staff on our campus actually coordinate outreach to those students. We do telephone calls and emails just to check in to see if there's any support that you might need to help you with any of your courses or in life outside of the courses. I also help coordinate the Lions Roar newsletter. And so that is a monthly newsletter that goes out to Penn State Berks students, faculty and staff as well. And it just highlights things that are really, really important and critical for a given month. So for example, in the month of March, we talked about wellness days. We have information about declaring majors for sophomores. We have information about this session, as well as another LionSide Chat series called the Majorly Prepared series. We also include information about scholarships. So if you haven't had time or the opportunity to access the Lions Roar, you absolutely can do that by going to the Berks webpage, searching student success in the search bar, and then you'll see a list of archived Lions Roars on that page. And then the last program I wanted to mention is the Seizing Success program. So that's another program that helps students who are experiencing challenges academically. So that's a voluntary program. Students can elect to participate. But how that works is if a student is struggling academically, either they're not meeting the university standards, academic standards, or they're not meeting their own academic standards. What we do is we match students with faculty or staff here at Penn State Berks. And the student and their what's called their academic success coach work one-to-one, setting goals and kind of serving as an accountability partner to help improve a student's overall academic performance, whether that means meeting Penn State's goals or meeting their own academic goals as well. As you can see, you can contact me via email. My email address is there. It's aeh221@psu.edu. My office phone number is there as well. I also created a virtual office last year. So if you want to check it out, you're free to do that as well. That virtual office has links to a lot of Penn State resources and some non-Penn State resources just to help you in a variety of needs. How you can schedule an appointment is to use my Calendly link, which is available in the virtual office, or to just send me an email and let me know that you're interested in connecting. My office is open Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or by appointment. I have been known to see students after those hours if it's necessary. And I am actually during the pandemic, so we're here in the spring 2021 semester. I'm actually on campus on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I am open to virtual, but also in-person meetings if a student needs as well. So that's all the information I have to share.
Thank you, Alexa. And last but not least, Miss Tammy will be talking about academic affairs student support services.
Thanks, Felicia. Hi, everyone. And thank you for attending the roundtable number 3. As Alexa said, or as I guess I should introduce myself first. So I am, my name is Tammy Meiswick. I am the Director of Academic Support and Projects in the Dean's office. So I work on the academic side of the house, but I work very, very closely with Alexa's office in terms of providing an all-around holistic support services for the student. And so I oversee 3 offices in, I guess there's 4. No, just 3. I oversee 3 offices in the academic affairs side of the house. The first one that I oversee is the academic advising office. And so the academic advising office is right now remote. So I've been asked to talk about how these offices are working with COVID. So academic affairs, career services, and the Learning Center, all 3 offices that fall under the Dean's office. And in terms of where the academic support is coming from, I have all 3 of those offices are remote at this time. Academic advising is available, career services is available, and the Learning Center is available all through the links that are provided on the PowerPoint slide that Felicia is showing. All of those offices are open. Most of them are open during normal business hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can get advising appointments at various times. There's 2 ways you can get support from the academic advising office. You can call them directly, or there's a link on the page that's listed there that if you have a quick question for academic advising, you can click on that and just type the question right in the box, and someone would get back to you with that. If you're a DUS student, you can make an appointment with your assigned academic advisor through Starfish, very much the same way you did if you're a first-year student through NSO this academic year. If you're a student that's in a specific major, either a Penn State Berks major or a Penn State University major, you have a faculty advisor assigned to you. If you need to find out who your academic advisor is, you can either contact me, my email is listed here, or you can go onto your LionPath, and on the page, your first page of your LionPath, on the right-hand side, there should be a box that has academic advisor, and their contact information should be posted there. If you have some issues that you can't resolve through your academic advisor, the academic advising office is not only for DUS students, it's actually for all students. So anyone can make an appointment with the professional advisors in the academic advising center. And you can make that either directly through the page, or you can call their office, and the administrative assistant there will schedule an appointment for you. The other office I oversee or one of the other offices I oversee is the career services. Career services page, they're also working remote. And so if you go to their page, you can schedule an appointment with career services. They do a variety of, they offer a variety of services for not only our current students, but they help our future students find jobs on campus. They also help alumni. Once you're a Penn Stater, you'll always have access to career services throughout not only your academic career, but your career as you progress in life. And so they help with a lot of different services. They'll help with career exploration, planning and decision-making for career options. They'll also help with finding internships. If you need help with resume writing, they can help with writing a resume. They also have a variety of online resources that you can access in terms of career planning. They even have practice workshops for virtual interviews, which are becoming kind of the norm now. Instead of just wearing a suit, right? You can probably just wear a tie and a jacket and, wear a pair of cargo pants or shorts if you want for an interview, because you're in a virtual interview. But they have some nice resources to help students that are, exploring career options or job options using the virtual formats that we have now. So they can also help with that. They're also available for one-on-one meetings for you. The other office that I oversee is the Learning Center, and the Learning Center supports our Writing Center and our Disability Student Resource Center. So all of those offices are housed under the Learning Center, and they are also operating remotely as well this semester. They are also open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but they do offer tutoring, and those sessions can vary and usually work out, will be accommodating to your schedule. So you can make tutoring appointments through the Learning Center. Those services, the tutoring service, I should say all of these services are free to all of our students. The tutoring services that are available, you can have professional tutoring or peer tutoring available. The tutors in the Learning Center can help with math, chemistry, biology, lots of things. You can contact them directly for assistance. You can also schedule a tutoring appointment. They have a website, and it's on the main website where you can schedule an appointment, or you can make an appointment by calling their office directly. They also offer a variety of workshops for helping with study skills, time management, test anxiety. There are a variety of workshops available through the Learning Center as well. I don't know if I have anything else to add. The Writing Center, the Learning Center, and Career Services. So I think those are the offices that I oversee. I also report directly and work directly with the Dean of Academics at our campus. So if you have any concerns or issues related to your coursework, faculty interactions, things like that, I can help direct you where you can go for assistance with that as well. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Yes, you were covering a lot of things. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're now going to move to the Q&A. We do have some questions prepared to share out to everyone on the call, but please feel free to use the Q&A feature on Zoom to submit any questions, and we will make sure to answer them in a timely manner. So my first question is for Colleen. Will anyone know that if a student is getting counseling services, or could it show up in their academic record? Is it public knowledge that a student is receiving counseling services?
Thanks, Felicia. Absolutely not. Our counseling services department on campus runs just like a private practice counseling office. We have to abide by all of the same confidentiality and ethics guidelines and laws like HIPAA that protects personal information, specifically any kind of personal health information. So it doesn't show up on any academic transcript or record. The only person that will know that you're receiving counseling is me, if you're receiving counseling with me, or Tasha, or if you're receiving counseling with her. The only records that we keep are online. We use an electronic medical record. Tasha and I are the only two people on campus that have access to that. And as such, I can only see the notes for my clients and she can only see the notes for her clients. And we do work with the counselors from all the other Commonwealth campuses and University Park. So my supervisor, my clinical supervisor, who is at University Park, has access to those records, but usually it's just to kind of check to make sure we're doing our notes, that she doesn't really look at them for any other reason. And with that being said, we do have the ability to transfer a student's record of counseling to another campus if the student gives us permission to do that. So if we have a student who we're working with at the Berks campus and they transfer to University Park and they want to continue counseling up there, if they give us written permission, we can release access to the counselor that they start seeing up at University Park. So it's a smooth transition, a nice continuum of care, so that the counselor that they start working with up at University Park will be able to see, the history, and essentially they won't have to reinvent the wheel with their new counselor. With that being said, if they do need documentation that they are in counseling, whether that is for a conduct issue or whether they are looking for some disability accommodations or some extra time, they have the ability to fill out a consent form, which basically is like a release of information saying it's okay for me to confirm that they're in counseling with whoever it is they want. But other than that, if somebody would call and be like, hey, is so-and-so getting counseling, which does happen sometimes with a parent or family member, our standard response is, I cannot confirm or deny whether that person has ever been in contact with me. So your counseling is just as confidential here as it would be in any other private practice.
Great, thank you, Colleen. This question is for Alexa. Do students have to be in the Aspiring Scholars or PASS program to meet with student support services?
Great question. Thank you, Felicia. And the answer is no. So I do coordinate those programs, but that's only part of my job. Any student who is in need of support or seeking service can come to my office, either virtually or in person if I'm there, to seek student support services. I also want to make a plug that if you're ever concerned about yourself or concerned about another Penn State student, you can complete a care report form. And what will happen is that's going to go to a team of staff and faculty here, a very small team, who will review that concern and then reach out for intervention with that student. And so sometimes that might be me. So you might hear from me first rather than seek out my service. But you might also hear from someone else on our campus who's just concerned and wants to check in with you. So that would be the care report form. And if you just go to psu.edu and search that, you'll be able to find that electronic form.
Great, thank you, Alexa. Miss Tammy, this question is for you. Why should students utilize the services that you just talked about? Career services, learning center, and then advising, thank you. I just had a complete brain fart, but why should students utilize those services?
Oh, a couple of reasons. I think that as a scientist, right, I'm also biology faculty. As a scientist, our data shows that students that utilize the resources that are available to them during their academic careers at college, and it doesn't have to be at Penn State, it's at any college, any university, students are more engaged with their academics, they're more engaged with the campus community, and they're more likely to be successful as they graduate and move through their academic careers, in this case at Penn State. So that's one big, great reason. The resources are free to the students, so they should. I feel that it's an opportunity missed if students don't take advantage of the resources that we have. We're a huge research institution that has lots of resources that we know work for students, and it would benefit them if they take advantage, when they take advantage of, not if, but when they take advantage of these opportunities. Career services will help them throughout their career. It'll help them in the beginning with what is a resume? How do I write a resume? It'll help them in the middle to find internships that are related to their discipline once they choose their discipline. And it'll help alumni in the current pandemic that we're experiencing. We've had a lot of students, lean on career services to kind of help them either find a job, find help with rewriting resumes. We've had alumni that have been out for a decade, that have long established careers, that need to go back and rewrite a resume because their career goals have shifted from when they first graduated to where they are now. So those resources are still available to those students even long after they've left us at Penn State Berks.
Great. Thank you, Tammy. Colleen, this next question is for you. If information is disclosed, do you have to report it?
So I think sometimes, thank you for that question. This is a common one. So a lot of times, students or just people in general, I think sometimes are a little nervous to come into counseling, and especially in a college campus, thinking like, can I really talk about what I need to talk about? For fear that information might get out. But again, going back to the confidentiality piece, you can, talk to us about pretty much anything. There are a few instances or different types of information that we are mandated to disclose. We're considered mandated reporters of, and those would be if we feel the person that we're working with is in imminent danger of harming themselves. If the person we're working with is planning to significantly harm someone else. If the person we're working with discloses that they're planning to commit something like an act of terrorism or a mass shooting, we have to disclose those things. And then the last one is if the person shares that they are aware of or are involved with abusing a child. Those are the situations that we do have to disclose. Other than that, we are not, we are not mandated to report anything. So for example, sometimes, if a student wants to come into counseling and maybe they're smoking a little weed or, drinking, and that either concerns them or, they want to talk about something that happened, that's an important piece of the context of the situation. They don't have to be nervous about sharing that, even if they did, use alcohol or a substance on campus. Like that's not something that I can disclose to anyone. We want students to feel completely open with sharing with us whatever they feel like they need to. And that is, not something we can report. Obviously, if they are doing something, that is harmful to themselves, we're going to talk about it. But I can't take it out of the room. Like I can't take that to anybody else.
So I actually have a follow-up question to what you were just talking about. And I know Alexa talked about the care team, the form there. So if a student has a concern about another friend on campus, what can that student do? And then, like we said, we already talked about the care team filling out that form to go to the care team. But what are some other things that can a student do if they raise concern about another student?
Yeah, so if a student has a concern about a friend, a roommate, someone else on campus, they're free to reach out to me or Tasha. Like, we're more than happy to do, I think we call it like consultations. And, just to kind of talk with the friend and give them support and some options for things that they can offer, to their friend or their family member, whoever it is that they're concerned about. Whether that is, encouraging them to contact us, some other place on campus, some place off of campus, or a community mental health provider. But ultimately, I think, it can be scary to have a friend that you're worried about, and not know what to do. Luckily, we have a lot of great resources on campus to help the person, get the assistance that they need. Thanks.
Thank you.
If it's okay, I'm going to step in and just ask Colleen a pseudo follow-up to that. We do have a question coming in from our audience as to whether counseling services are available to faculty on our campus through your center.
No, unfortunately, we are for students only. But if you would like some referrals to some local providers, feel free to reach out. I do have some good working relationships with mental health providers in the community. So if you want any referrals, shoot me an email.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Colleen, for that. And there is also, if you're a full-time faculty member, you have access to the employee assistance program. And that's where you can seek appropriate resources through the university as well. So thank you, Colleen.
Thank you. Okay, so this question's for Alexa. Does Student Support Services offer leadership for students? Any leadership opportunities?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. I'm a very big advocate of students getting engaged and involved. It's something that I tie into the programs that I support. And so directly through Student Support Services, there are a couple of opportunities. The first would be to consider becoming a peer mentor for either program. For the past program specifically, you do have to have been a participant in the program to be a peer mentor for it. But for aspiring scholars, you actually don't need to have been a participant in the program to be a peer mentor for it. Another option could be to be a first-year mentor for the Aspiring Scholars Program. The first-year mentor kind of process is we take upperclassmen and we pair them with first-year seminar instructors, and the first-year mentors support the instructors throughout the first-year seminar. And so that's coordinated through Autumn Fritz in her office, but that could be another way to connect with Student Support Services. I have also been known to accept students as interns, specifically students who might have an interest in working in higher education, specifically student affairs. I currently have a graduate intern, but next semester I will have an undergraduate intern supporting our office. So my office is housed in student affairs. So beyond student support services, student affairs has a ton of leadership opportunities. I've already mentioned the first year mentor as an opportunity. We also have student opportunities for students to become orientation leaders, to become executive board members for student organizations, peer health educators, tons and tons of opportunities. But if you wanted to stay with student support services, be a peer mentor or first year mentor, or consider an internship.
Great, thank you. This question is for all of the panelists. I know we talked about a little bit, but are there any fees associated with utilizing any of these services?
No, so the beauty of the Penn State tuition and fees and all those things that a student gets billed each academic semester is that it really incorporates a lot of these services. So it feels free, but students have actually already paid for it. So that's also why we encourage you all to utilize the resources, because your money already paid for it. So they're free.
All right. Well, I believe those are all the questions that I have right now. One last opportunity for anyone to share any additional questions. But yes, these are amazing, amazing resources. Like Alexa said, Your student activity fee helps to pay for these resources. So please continue to look on the Berks website for more information about all of these amazing departments that we have here at Berks, and we are all here to help and support you.
If I may, I have a question I'd like to pose to each of our panelists today. You know, we know now a lot more information about each of your areas, but I'd like, if you don't mind sharing, if you could tell us why you love working at Penn State Berks, what keeps you presumably here for the long haul, and tell us a little bit about that experience.
All right, I guess I'll go first if that's okay. I love being able to provide counseling to the students. That I have been in the counseling field for a really long time. And, you know, in my previous life as a private practice counselor, you know, I saw a lot of people, you know, who are older, you know, later 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, struggling with, you know, a lot of different issues. And one thing that is really awesome is that, you know, when I talk to students now and they are open and willing to, you know, work on some of the things that might be bothering them, whether it be depression, anxiety, difficulty managing stress, there might be some relationship issues, some family issues, trauma, it can be really anything. There is nothing that, you know, that you need to have specifically to come to counseling. You know, sometimes it's just a chat because, you know, you might be, you know, missing home or whatever, but whatever those things are, I love being able to talk with students about that, that they're so eager and willing to work on this stuff. So hopefully they won't be struggling really bad when they are in their 30s or 40s or 50s, or, you know, they're kind of getting a handle of it now. And the other thing I really enjoy is kind of dispelling some myths around mental health, stigma against treatment, what is counseling. I think a lot of people think of counseling as some really serious, heavy duty kind of deep stuff that can be a little scary. It can be a little scary and maybe a little off-putting. And really, the way that my counseling style, and I think also Tasha's, is very informal. It's more like coaching. It's let's sit down and talk. Let's talk about what's going on, and just having a safe space to talk and literally be able to be completely honest about how you're thinking, how you're feeling, what's going on with you with no judgment, is a really powerfully healing place. And I love to see that. I love to see the growth in the students. I love it when they come back and they're like, hey, I tried these coping skills and they worked. Or, you know, I was able to resolve this conflict with my roommate that I didn't think I could. And, you know, we were able to figure out a way to do it like that. It just makes me so happy in my heart. I love seeing that. And it really is incredibly rewarding. And I also love the opportunity to connect with students at other levels too, by doing workshops and groups and presentations and participating in stuff like this. So it's great. I do enjoy it quite a bit. Thanks.
I'm happy to go next. So for me, in student support services, one of the most rewarding aspects of my job is really to work with students sometimes when they're in kind of not great places. Sometimes they're coming when they're in academic struggle. Other times they're just coming and they're lost. They have no direction, no idea where to go. And so the most rewarding part is just helping them to figure out whatever it is for them, just helping them to figure it out and connecting them with the people and the resources and watching them flourish, watching them grow. One of my passions is to help people see and recognize their own potential. And I feel this way because that's what I had when I was in college. I'm a first generation college student. So when I went to college, I didn't have a ton of support in my home life. It was all the people at the university who were supporting me and encouraging me, and essentially being a cheerleader for me. And so I like to do that for my students. And I love to see our students kind of step outside of their comfort zone, try new things, and excel in them really and truly. So that's really what I love. I also love this opportunity to connect with my colleagues. Our staff and our faculty at Berks have a tremendous wealth of knowledge and experience, and just being able to learn from other people who are doing work similar or not similar to what I'm doing is just encouraging and exciting for me. So that's why I love being at Berks.
And I'll follow up with that. You both used the word growth, and I really, really like that. Watching students grow and seeing the potential in students that so that they can grow, and helping that potential kind of emerge as as you grow. There's that word again, as you grow. And I've been at Berks for a really long time. I came here in 2000, and so it's been a long time, and I came as a faculty member and now as an administrator. So I like the fact that I love, actually, Sony asked why we love our jobs. I love that I can be a pivot point for both faculty, for all faculty, staff, and for students, because I've been here for so long. I think I can help students and help them grow. Either academically or non-academically. If the student has an issue that's academic in nature, I know most of the faculty, I know most of the administrators and the deans and the chancellor, so I can help them with whatever academic issues they have. I know a lot of the staff. I like the fact that academic affairs and student affairs works really hand in hand to kind of help students, whatever their issues are. So I love actually being that pivot point. And I love students growing, and I love, I don't know if you guys see this a lot, but I see it in the classroom a lot. It's that aha moment that students get, either when you're explaining something, or they finally understand something, or they realize that they have that potential to grow and can move forward with their aspirations and their dreams. And so that aha moment that I see in students is what I love about working here at Penn State Berks. And I love all you guys too. You know, the staff and the faculty are great.
Great. Great. That wraps up our last roundtable discussion of the spring 2021 semester.
You guys did wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today, Felicia and friends. We would actually like to invite everybody to come back and watch this again. And I can tell you, I'm definitely more well-rounded now that I was able to attend this presentation today and get to learn more about how students are supported or can be supported here at Penn State Berks. So thank you so very much. We'd also like to invite you, as you click out of the webinar, you're going to receive access to a survey. So please take a few minutes to complete the survey, to let us know what you thought about today's chat, and even perhaps offer ideas for future chats as well. You are also encouraged to reach out to us via email. Our email address is listed right there. And we want to remind you to keep checking our website, as we're always adding new chats. That being said, our next LionSide Chat will be this coming Monday, March 15th at 12:15, featuring a majorly prepared LionSide Chat that will explore undergraduate research and outreach in the sciences here at Penn State Berks. So be sure to come back soon and meet with the other faculty, staff, or students to learn about the Penn State Berks campus. Stay safe, Berks and beyond, and signing off until next time, this has been the Penn State Berks LionSide Chats. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe. Can't wait to see you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.